When we first took off, we took off from Houston, Texas, and we started our trajectory. And as we were mid-flight, we were, I think, 7 hours into the flight, we heard in the speakers that there was a hydraulic fluid leak.
And it was just delay after delay after delay. You just knew it was a battle.
You know the mission. You know the mission. You got to get to the mission. I've made it this far. We can't go back now.
Kelly had told me when I would set my feet on the ground that I would know that I was born for this. All I knew was God was about to do something really great.
From the moment that you put your foot down on the ground there, it's very clear that, as one of our team members says, you're not in Kansas anymore. And there's a foreign God on every corner. We face this everywhere we go. Lester Summerall said it very well. He said, notice that the demon-possessed man in Luke 4 did not cry out with a loud voice until Jesus got there. Those people sang their songs, said their prayers, read their scriptures, and the devil enjoyed it all. But when the power of God came on the scene, suddenly the devil became upset. Why? Religious ceremony is no threat to him. We can hold regular church services and demon-possessed people can sit right through them, right beside you and be undisturbed. But when the glory of God is manifested and the Spirit of God is moving, the devil can't stand it. As I begin to worship on that first night, I'm singing Yesu, Yesu, Yesu.
And when he took the mic and all the lights went off and the sound system goes off.
What are you gonna do now? Now that the lights are off, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna shut down the crusade? Or are you going to keep going?
He just kept singing. He just kept saying, Yesu, Jesus. The power comes back on.
I come against every power of darkness that would come against this meeting, and I put you on notice. You are bound in the mighty name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. You are bound right now.
At our crusade, we saw wonderful moves of the Spirit of God too. Crippled walked.
Yeah, you could be able to walk. Come on, walk. And he's walking. Come on. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
We even had witch doctors show up. They gave their heart to the Lord. One of them even testified and denied witchcraft.
I came to stop this meeting, but after coming here, I have seen the power which I never seen. So today I am giving my heart to the Lord. I want to leave my witchcraft and all the things.
Wow. Immediately their hearts are open. You know, miracles are the dinner bell for salvation. People's hearts were open to receive.
I believe Jesus is the Son of God.
At one point, the president of the region showed up. We had the opportunity to pray with him, his whole entourage, his whole leadership team. And we declared that region for Jesus. We literally put the flag of Jesus Christ in the ground and declared that region belonged to Jesus.
The Pastors and Leaders Conference, I think that was some of the most special moments in that whole trip.
You could see it clicking in their minds, and you just started seeing them weep.
And I remember the hope. I remember just everything beginning to change. All of a sudden, it was as if we all became one family.
We poured into those pastors. We poured into them the love of the Father, the heart of the Father, pulling them out of an orphan spirit. And our host pastor turned to me at one point and said, nobody's ever told us these things.
The visit to the orphanage was,
Those kids, they're just
Our last day in India, we have the privilege of going to a little village that no outsider had ever gone to. We drove as far as our vehicles would take us, then we had to stop, but we had to hike the rest of the way.
Those people were so hungry that they were asking you to be filled with the Holy Spirit before you could even preach about it.
We had 1 hour with them, and I'm telling you, we felt like time stood still. We got so much done in that little meeting.
Would I do it all over again?
100% do all of this all over again.
I would still do it again.
Of course.
100%.
If you can find a way to go, I would do it.
This region was literally shaken by the power of God. This is what happens when Jesus shows up. This is what it looks like. The nations are waiting. The nations are calling. The nations are desperate for Jesus. T.L. Osborne said, "Why should someone get to hear the gospel over and over and over and over and over and over when there's some people in this world who've never even heard the gospel one time?"